Mick, what are you instructing out here today? Everybody knows the archery geek.
Hey, brother.
Hey, what are you instructing out here today?
I'm instructing on how to where to find the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's what.
Mick is out here just like me. He's walking around. He's getting with these mentors. I mean, you shoot too, right?
Yeah, I shoot.
I mean, you're taking
Not
time.
well.
Yeah, no, that was really nice. I just watched that up there. Man, you're coming right along, no problem. But no, this is the best thing about the boot camp.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, and you can move from this instructor, go to the next instructor.
Absolutely, and you got some of the best instructors in the world out here. They're USA archery team players.
These aren't the guys you shoot with on the weekends. I mean, I'm not fortunate enough to shoot with these guys on the weekends, and you can get them all here. So
for the price of what you pay to come to this thing, it's ridiculous.
It's like 1 or 2 hours of instruction, maybe from another coach. You get what, 12 coaches here. It's great.
It's so good. Thanks for coming out and doing this.
Oh, absolutely. You've been here from the beginning. I didn't make it last year. You were here the year before. Was you here last year?
Yeah, it was.
You've never missed this, have you?
So I missed last year, but I was here the 2 years before.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you there. All right, Mick. Good to see you, buddy. Hey guys, David Schneider, Whiskey City Trad Gear, and I am up early again, hitting the road, getting ready to head out, go to the Single String Boot Camp, put on by Fawn Gerard and Trevor Fielder. I don't know what else to say about it. There's going to be speakers, and it's going to be cool, and I'm going to go try to get some content for y'all, see what's up, see what it's all about. So stay tuned. Should be a pretty cool video. All right, guys, I have made it to the Single String Boot Camp, Clinton County Sportsman's Club. This is like Fawn and Ken Gerard's club. I think Trevor comes up here and shoots a little bit. Check this out. Just your ears just burning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about you. Hey, I know you got something going on here. Trevor runs around here like a chicken with his head cut off all weekend. But who's in there talking right now?
We got Joel Turner. He's doing a shot clinic and telling everybody how to fix all their mental problems in archery.
That's freaking awesome, dude. How about this turnout you guys got?
Yeah, we had 111 paid, and we have about 100 people actually made it.
That's great.
So yeah.
That's great. When I pulled down the road and I seen parking stretched all the way down,
yeah,
I was like, I'm going to walk a half a mile
before. Mile both ways on either side.
I mean, I want you to know I'm 5 minutes late because I had to park a mile away.
These guys
That's a good problem to have.
All the way down from Canada here in this camper.
Oh, no kidding. So Ken, you had them throw up the camper right here. No, that's good accommodations right outside the clubhouse, isn't it?
Whatever. Yeah, hey, we're here to please.
Right?
Absolutely.
American hospitality.
Yeah, I got you.
I didn't know you was interviewing.
Yeah, I know. I got
it.
I was a little.
Put that out.
I was a little shocked when I was a little shocked when I see you kept walking this way. Yeah. You're not usually the camera guy.
I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Well, hey, I'm going to get in here and check out Joel.
And fix it. And then continue on. Safety off. Oh, it fell off again. Safety on. Fix it. Do it as many times as you need to do in that one shot. You have to win that one shot. The only reason you would let down is if you are physically exhausted and can't hold the bow back anymore. In training. You don't have to think about it. Right? To keep it in the middle. Just put your pin in the middle, get your gap, stick your point where you want it, whatever it is. That's job number one in your shot. Draw back and aim. Yes, it's got all kinds of things to do with anchor and all that stuff. Draw back and aim, get it done, and then simply watch it to keep it. You don't have to put consciousness into it other than the initial setting of the sight picture. Then, once you have that, the skill is in stepping away from it. Okay?
So people like, last year there was a guy out here, there were several guys out here that this was their anchor. I'm like, what's your anchor? They're like, my jawbone. I'm like, where? They're like, in the back. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But what happens here in the front is this can move, right? So there was no contact at the fingertip, which is ideal, right? We want a hard surface is always ideal. Soft surface is not ideal, but it'll suffice, right? So you don't want to be floating ever. So when I see someone
they're zoomed in on on everything that you're doing, and you know the next day they're going to be critiquing you and blasting you on whatever you did wrong.
Guys, if you don't know Fawn Gerard, you're either new to the sport, but stay in it because you'll hear about her real soon. Everybody knows who Fawn Gerard is, and Fawn is one of the curators of the Single String Boot Clinic. Right?
This is my baby.
Bootcamp Clinic, right? And this is not one of the curators. You put it together initially. And
Me and Dwayne Martin.
yeah, you and Dwayne Martin, and it was for a really good cause. Give us just some of the background to the boot camp.
So the background to boot camp is that we found that U.S. archery, one, we were lacking. We were caught with our pants down when we went to France, and we were like, okay, how do we get better archers, especially in the United States? And so what we did is we said we need to put something together before we leave on another world archery tournament.
Sure.
So we thought about doing this, and then World Archery or U.S. Archery, there's no funding for us at all.
Zero.
So there's zero funding.
So you got to buy your own jerseys, everything?
100%.
Wow.
Buy your own jerseys, buy your own pants, buy your own everything, your plane tickets, your housing, everything. So we were thinking that, how do we ease that a little bit?
Sure.
We can't pay for all of it, but how do we ease it? So we have a boot camp, we bring people in, we teach them how to do better archery, and then we take all of that money, and all of it goes back to the single stringers.
Amazing.
So we have, since we started, we were trying to figure it out. Between $25,000 and $30,000 is what we've given to archers who have left and gone, and that way it's not just archers that can afford to go. It's actually good archers that we can help
that's
out.
wonderful.
And that's what it's.
And that's what basically this is all about.
And that's our baby.
I'm fortunate you're an hour and a half away from me. I run into you from time to time. I hear your name all the time. But you have people here like Joel Turner, who's not from here. You got Calvin.
He's from Washington.
From Washington. You got Calvin Smock, who's up from PA. And, I mean, who else? Matty Yaka's here. I could go on.
Colorado, right? Colorado?
I could go on. And I pull in here this morning. And full disclosure, this isn't my first time here. But I'm in awe. There's cars. I had to park half mile down from the clubhouse. It's just packed, and people, they have a willingness to learn in single string. And Fawn, I got to give you credit where credit's due. You've kind of changed the game in that arena. You know what I mean?
Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. It's brought our competition up a lot, and it's brought a lot of youngsters in, which is really good because
that's what you want.
They are our future.
Yeah.
And if we don't have it, when I started, it was. I'm going to say it. It was a bunch of old people.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah.
We were a bunch of. It was a bunch of older people, and
they had been in it for years.
Retired ladies who were shooting, and they're the ones that got me involved in this, and it was retired gentlemen and retired men or ladies that got me to start shooting, single string, and got me excited about it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, but where are all the youngsters? Where are the teenagers? Where are the mid-20s? Where are the, it seemed to be all the, they became moms and they don't shoot anymore.
Right.
And it's like, that's not what it's about. We need our kids out here too. So that's the big thing.
Absolutely.
And to get those youngsters in and get them started in doing this, that's what we want.
Yeah. So that's what's going to keep the sport strong and growing. And you've been a big advocate. I remember watching, I don't want to bring up, but it was Lancaster probably 2 years ago, 3. I don't know, that young Erin Hayub.
Yeah, Hayab.
Hayab, sorry, I got it wrong. I apologize, Erin, but she's great.
A girl from this area.
I've met her, and you had shot with her before.
I shoot at the same club as her.
And you end up on the stage with her, and dignity and grace is what you had in that, and you were living shooting in competition, but yet living vicariously through her at the same time.
Right.
She beat you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you handled it like a champ.
But it was one of those things that but
when you got in, there was none of that.
There
was no juveniles shooting against adults.
But not only that, but it's when she made that shoot off, it was one of those things that you still talk to each other. She was as nervous as could be, and it was like, okay, Paul was mine. He was mine.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in my box, and I'm like, Paul, you can go in her box. Help her make.
That's great.
Poor kids, they've never been in those situations, and she shot her little butt off.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Guys. So that's just obviously you're here all day. I could talk to Fawn as much as I want. Kim Timberlake's right out of frame. I mean, I could go over and talk to Kim. She's right there, world class shooter, world class woman's longbow shooter. Yeah. So there she is. So I could go talk to her if I want. And here's the thing: I'm out on the 3D side of things. And Fawn has mentors strung out all along here. So if I shoot here with Fawn and I move on to another station and Fawn sees something and drills down on it with me, she's going to walk throughout the day and follow up with me later on to make sure that I'm working through that process or
That
whatever.
It's not creeping.
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, you don't
charge
have
a lot.
no.
We don't charge a lot.
No,
So
no.
We're trying
You
and,
work. You can't get
know,
an hour of instruction for what they charge to come up here to get 10 mentors. You know.
I mean, it's $125 for the weekend.
Can't beat
I
it.
mean, we might go up next year just because we're getting
Sure.
We're if Tom Klum hears this, I mean, he kind of already told me he'd come next year. But we're
That's
going to
awesome.
have Tom Klum and
Tom
Joel.
Klum. There's a lot of people here in the Midwest that hadn't seen you, buddy. They
Yeah.
need to spend a little more
But
time over
Tom
here.
Klum and Joel Turner will be back next year if we can possibly get it.
Yep.
And we're going to make sure that we're going to continue to grow this and continue to do what we need to do.
You've had the best of the best here, honestly, and they're still coming. I mean,
Right.
they're still coming. People that hasn't been here, they're hearing about it, want to get here. So
Yeah.
I would really like to. I've never met Tom Klum. Have you ever met him in person?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fought with him once.
Oh, have you? I've never met him. I'm looking forward to meeting him. So hopefully we do that next year. So, folks, I'm not going to go on a little bit. I got a little twerk of something I need you to look at. So while I'm here, I really
We're going to work on something.
absolutely thank you.
Have a
Appreciate
good
you.
one, guys. She'll shoot target 2, and then don't listen to me. So anyway, what ends up happening is that they shoot the wrong target.
I got
And then if you're a good competitor,
There you go.
watch popping.
He doesn't have a safety. Draw back and aim. Attention. Safety off. Now you start talking. So beautiful.
Where else can you go, guys, where you see Calvin Smock, who's won more belt buckles and single string longbow, and sitting there being humble enough to take instruction from Joel Turner. That's the beauty of the single string boot camp.
See it already? What we talked about from the start. Never mind. Don't mind.
This is the worst.
Anyone who has heard me now, it's only you three at the moment. What did you see that I've said earlier already?
Oh, he was doing.
Pick on him. It's okay.
Yeah, he was aiming like I was.
Part
before
one.
that. Yeah.
What's the part two?
He wasn't.
I saw
allowed
three
to
things.
me,
he's more
Yeah.
punched.
And
Like-
did you see one too?
Yeah, not rotating.
He creeps forward, right?
What's that, creeping?
Oh yeah.
You had the
Oh
whole
sorry,
shot.
I'm getting your-
I'm struggling with my release as of late. Like I'm my expansion to release them.
It's okay.
I'm
Say
about-
it.
We're here to fix
no,
it.
I can't say it
Well,
because then I own it.
Most everybody that starts here will not be here when it's all said and done. They're gonna go and be stuck in the weird triangle.
stop right there.
Remember, I did it all backwards. I'll do it again. There's my target down there. Make a T. Turn my head. Address the target. There's my hand. Here is ideal. We can't be here, but we can be here. And then set it down. That's it. So we go here. So you're a big dude.
Yeah.
So give me your bow. Yeah, take your slingy off. Do it. Bend this elbow as if you're going to start anchor. Now, all I want you to do, don't move anything but your arm to get it into anchor. Don't move your head. You moved your head. See where he's at right here? That's going to be technically his ideal length.
My dang ribs started hurting.
Yeah, and
So it's so unnatural for me. My ribs started hurting.
technically that's where you're going to be in your full big expand and just move your hand to anchor. Now, I know it's going to be hard.
I got this big counterweight.
I know, but move your foot back.
He's wanting to,
Move this
he's wanting
foot
to pull
back
my
a little
stance
bit.
off. You shoot with a more open stance?
So,
So,
All right.
yeah, that's
Move
okay.
it back some.
No, what I
Close
meant
it up.
was just that foot, move it back. That's enough. Now turn your feet to me a little. Turn your feet. There you go. That's more open.
Yes.
So that feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
It
So
really does.
big guy, right? Big, not over big, but big, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just normal. Normal here is important.
We're all friends.
So then just bend it. Now move it into anchor.
It looks very good.
Much better, much bigger, right? And then the idea of once you're there is you're already in expansion technically
Yeah.
here. Now the idea is just to ever so slightly move so you don't have a collapse. A collapse goes here, a collapse is here. It is not moving there. This elbow has to be moving that way, not that way. I'll say it to everybody. It's the easiest tip I can give everyone for absolutely free. That is like makes the world of difference. We're pulling against the forces. I understand. If my target was down there, the target's there. That's one direction. My string force and my body need to go that way. That way, not that way. And that's why we have this. You know, people are like, I pull that way. I'm like, no, we don't want to go that way. We want to go that way. Back. Tension and direction is toward your posterior. So bigger draw. Use your bow. A lot of big guys, and I know it's a 62.
Yep.
And it's not heavy, right? No. He should be able to, you know who Ives is or Ives or how you say it?
Yeah.
You know, when I met him 2 years ago, I was like, your equipment is working against you. He's like, what do you mean? And he's like a big dude. He's huge. I'm like, you're shooting a 60-pound, 50 or 58-pound, 60-inch longbow. You're a giant. You need to be on a 70-inch longbow. His arms are like, I mean, he's immense. I'm like, this thing is working against you. You're never going to be able to get into that correctly. You need to really get the right equipment for you, and trad shooters are the worst when it comes to that. Oh, I need a heavy bow.
39 pounds.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, 38.
Let's see it. Make it look good. Think of that T we talked about, right? You're just doing it in backwards. So we start again. Stop. Start it out here. Remember, look. Don't start here, because when you do this, you're going to end up here. Kill that thing, like big rotate. Like doesn't have to be rotational movement. Just get it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
When you point that arrow, this is all starting out.
When you come up, if you had your druthers, I'd be drawing like this.
Yeah, you'd start it sooner. Not bad. Yes, not bad. Not bad. Boom, better. And he moved. Boom, back. Posterior movement. Key.
I felt like I was trying to elbow
Yeah,
that
you're
guy.
supposed to. Elbow the guy behind you, right? Like, all right, so let's do it. Ready? Hit you.
Yeah.
That way, that way.
I
Big,
appreciate it, Matty.
big dude.
No, I like it.
Yeah,
Like
do it again. Show me one more.
it. I wasn't in alignment. Right off
So
the
can I
bat.
ask you a question?
Yeah, man, please.
Okay. Conscious thinking process. Okay, when you raise your bow up like you do, are you putting your point on a point of reference down at the target?
Not at that time.
Okay.
No, I try to put walls in between each one of my four steps. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. Rod Jenkins, Joel Turner-esque.
Yep.
I try to take a piece, something that applies to me
Like
from
it.
everybody I meet. If
Yeah.
we talk long,
I
I'd
will
probably
later.
steal something from
Really
you.
like
You
it.
know,
Appreciate it.
try to and incorporate it. But I really don't do any aiming
What kind of
until.
arrow do
Okay.
you
I'm a
want?
guy.
So don't
Do you-
arch.
are you
no,
seeing me do it? I'm putting
You
it-
arch to try to make that bigger. That's not it. It's here. It's here.
So-
You're a big guy. You got stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you can, if you guys watch me shoot,
Yeah. So
When I do it,
I'm coming in. Yeah.
I'm like, same with Demmer.
There's still a
We
chance
are
we're gonna go somewhere else.
over our business. Like we're not here.
No,
Like
I'm
we get over everything to clear the string of our body.
Happy to help.
So like, I'm over. Like I'm almost heavy forward a little bit just to get out of the way of yourself.
Turning me off a little bit is that it's still technically a club.
Not too much, right?
Yeah,
No,
that's
don't
too
leave.
And that's-
Just
I feel like
Yeah.
when it
all I'm
happens,
doing is just shifting my weight forward.
it's totally different than how we. It's tough for. It's different.
That was
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Where most of them are still.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. And you can do that.
Beginning of this indoor season. So how are we gonna get your scores up? Like when you miss, where do you miss? Do you shoot?
I miss low, and that's because I aim low, and I just part of me is like, oh, I can just throw it out there.
So did you aim low on this last shot you just shot?
No.
You aimed it right where you wanted to. Yes. So did you not have this process when you shot nationals?
I did.
You did, but you didn't do it.
I did it. It's just when I got back and when I started expanding, my aim dropped down, and I just
Kept going.
kind of just let it sit there.
Okay. So it'll always do that because it's trying to get you to not shoot your bow, right?
Mhm.
So if your aim falls off at any point and stays off, you have to just put the safety back on. You don't have to put the safety back on, but it helps significantly because it detaches you from the aim.
Yeah.
And it makes aiming the only thing you're doing again. Cool. But they need
Barely, but not as far as it's been.
Okay, guys, I'm here with a real good friend of mine, a buddy of mine. Glad to know him, but he's in here doing his course of instruction. Oh, what are you working on in here today?
We're doing archery drills. Well, that was a little bit of blank mail where we were getting the back. We were coming into anchor, getting our aim, shutting our eyes, and working our way through the shot, focusing on aspects like release, back tension, follow through, stuff like that, without seeing what we were doing, without letting our eyes put in the information. We wanted to film it because archery is all about film, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm trying to get this class into ones to be good analyzers, right?
Yeah.
Be able to determine what we're doing, and each shot we need to be able to analyze what we're doing. So we're just, if we can be good analyzers, we can be able to fix a lot of the mistakes that we make on the fly.
Simple enough. Novel concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how they do it? How's everybody doing?
Looks like they're doing pretty well.
And man, you guys had a heck of a turnout here this year.
Yeah, over 100.
Yeah. And a lot of diversity in there. I mean, are you seeing it as you instruct?
Oh, yeah. Wood bows, metal bows, long bows, recurves.
Yeah.
Of all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Never use a bear shaft. You have to represent the weight and the stiffness of the fletching or wrap system that you're going to put on here on the back of your arrow. And so when I first started learning to do this, I would use electrical tape and I would just make the arrows weigh the same. And my thought was I wanted to try to wrap it on there for about the same distance that the feather was glued. So if I had 5-inch feathers, I would wrap further, and they weigh more, so you need a little more tape anyway. And if it was 3-inch feathers, I would make sure just keep it kind of short like this, right? But here's where the paper tuning comes in. So the first thing you want to do is get your electrical tape out and make you a bear shaft and make it weigh the same as your fletch shaft on a grain scale. But then you got to shoot it through paper. And what you're looking for is you want this shaft to react the same as this shaft. And as long as they're kind of close, you don't want them ripping the paper in half. But as long as you're getting the same little tear to the left or a little tear to the right, that's what you want. Because what you're going to find is, even though you did your best work and they're the same exactly, they weigh exactly to the grain the same, they're not going to always react the same. And I don't know why that is, but it doesn't matter. The why doesn't matter. The answer is you got to change this up until they react the same.
Okay, guys, the single string boot camp. Got that out of the way. And I'll tell you what, I had a great day. I mean, I had a great boot camp. I don't know what else to say. I took a lot of good points away from it today. A lot of good mentors there. I didn't by no means get every one of them on video. I would walk up in their, they'd have a group there, they'd be instructing. It felt very intrusive to jump in with the camera and, so I by no means covered every instructor there. There's probably 8, 9, 10 instructors I didn't even cover, or mentors they call them there. Nobody calls anybody an instructor there. It's mentors. But anyway, yeah, so plan on doing it again next year. And if you haven't been to the single string boot camp, it gets my thumbs up. If you're looking to, if you're new in archery especially, if you want to jumpstart your trajectory in archery, no pun intended. If you want to jumpstart your trajectory in archery, golly, do not miss the single string boot camp. If you've been in archery for some time, like myself, and you've had fun shooting and camaraderie and stuff with people, that's there too. But if you want to up your game a little bit, if you think, man, I'm capable of a little bit more, or I wonder why every so often my arrow does this or that, or why am I here when I want to be here, and all these things. If you're asking yourself those questions, I don't know where you can jam it in any more than the single string boot camp.